afternoon to all of you. Today, a panel discussion will be held at this auditorium, together with our guest speakers. The topic under the panel discussion today is about the death penalty. Let us watch a video for you to visualize what the topic is all about. Representing the speakers from the government side, Mr. Jason Ramirez, a Chief Counsel for the American Center for Law and Justice. Speaking for their My Justice Loyal Opposition will be Mr. Alfredo Villaverde, a political analyst, and Mr. Mark Laminario, a concerned citizen. Each speaker will have 3 to 5 minutes to deliver his or her remarks. Heckling and formal questions will also be permitted, but only by sharing or competing knowledge with other speakers. You have the ability whether you will entertain or ignore the question. Our decisions are final and cannot be appealed. Are there any questions regarding the rules? If there are none, we may proceed. Since he's in the opposition side, I call upon Mr. Alfredo Villaverde to introduce the bill, define the terms, outline the government case, and state his opinion in the said topic.
The death penalty has always been a very controversial issue. Debates on the legalization of death penalty in some countries elicited mixed feelings for its citizens. Death sentences are usually handed out to the people who found guilty on committing capital crime. This idea will put the convict to death regardless of how they could deserve it. And this idea is the reason why I, myself, is against this degrading and barbaric way of punishing criminals. There are many arguments against the death penalty that are both practical and ethical. Today, for this speech of mine, we will tackle down why I'm wholeheartedly against this issue. First and foremost, violence is always not an answer to counter violence. Thus, killing is not a solution to murder or wicked act of people. Even when we say that execution of death penalty is done in a peaceful way, it is also considered as violence because we are killing and taking the life of other people. And we know that violence never seems to be a solution to any problem. Violence usually makes more violence, and there is no assurance that death penalty can deter the people to commit crimes, especially the more serious crimes. These things can affect the minds of people in a society where death penalty is permissible. It can affect in such a way that it can corrupt the minds of people and think that it is socially acceptable if we kill a man as a revenge for what they have done wrong to our society. It will become a norm for the people to do this because they know that it is accepted by the people where his or her world revolves. Therefore, implementing death penalty is not a good idea.
What are your thoughts about the people who's experiencing the death penalty?
That question can be answered with my second argument. Death is one penalty which makes error irreversible and the chance of error is inescapable to the human judgment. The execution of death penalty deprives the offender to change himself or herself for the better. He or she loses the opportunity to restore their bad behavior and start over again in the new beginning of the new chapter in their life. Thus, we cannot rehabilitate a person by killing him or her. We should always give a chance to people who commit mistakes in their life. What if he or she keeps on committing serious crimes? Then, we can jail him or her. By that way, they can think about what they have done wrong and at the same time, suffer for what they did. Through this way, we can help our people to change who they are.
How about the legal systems? Do you think they are able to handle the long process regarding this issue?
Thanks to your question, and that question will open up my third point. Our legal system cannot handle the death penalty procedures. As a political analyst, I do believe that our legal system is currently under heavy pressure because of all the things happening in our country. Procedures are too long, and because of this, suspect must wait long. We all know that penalty cases are always complex and they demand careful analysis. This process will surely lengthen the stay of convict on the death row with endless appeals, delays, technicalities, and retrials. And this thing can brought more burden to the heart of suspects. What if they are innocent? Can we replenish the fear and burden he or she felt in those times that spent in waiting the judgment of the jury? This point of mine is also connected to my last reason why I am against death penalty. And my last but definitely not the least point, there is always some margin of error when prosecuting suspects. Therefore, we can kill an innocent people if misjudgment occurs. We need a careful analysis because we don't want to accuse or worse, kill an innocent people. In some country, we have seen several judicial errors. People were accused and punished though they are innocent. An executed death penalty cannot be reversed nor repaired. Therefore, death penalty is not the best way to punish convicts. We can use other option for the offender to pay for what they have done. And that other option is imprisonment. I do believe that imprisonment is much more effective punishment to control crimes as compared to death penalty. Because as you observe in the country where the death penalty is banned like Portugal and Philippines, it have less capital crime rate as compared to those countries where death penalty is practiced like China, Iran, and Yemen.
So what will be your stand regarding death penalty?
With all my regards and with all my arguments that could support my stand, I am confident to say that I am against death penalty.
I thank Mr. Alfredo Villaverde for his remarks. We shall now hear the speaker for the government side, which is Mr. Jason Ramirez, to share his side regarding death penalty.
A lifetime in prison for a loss of a person's life. Letting the person who committed the crime live, giving them a second chance to live, to change, to be a better person. What about the relatives of the victims? Do they gain a new life? Do they really obtain justice? Having the ability to kill a person and the punishment is a lifetime in prison. Is that really a punishment? Giving them something to eat thrice or twice a day, giving them a shelter, in short, giving them a chance to live again, even though they've done inhuman things. It's just like they move into another house. Where's the punishment there? Think about it. Would they stop committing crimes if that is the punishment that will be given to them? Lifetime in prison won't stop anything.
Do you think death penalty is something moral in the eyes of God?
Death penalty is against God's law. Not everyone believes in one God. Criminals rather may not believe in God. I believe in. So we can teach them not to do the things that our God told us not to do. We cannot blame their God or our God because they only created people with the ability to make decisions for themselves. If the person doesn't follow the rules of God, we cannot blame God for it. We live in a world that has many religions, but we cannot blame the religion for what a person have done. They said that everyone deserves a second chance. Second chances are only given to those who really deserve it. Criminals, I think not. They are given a choice whether to do the crime or not in the first place. They have done it, so do you really want to give them a second chance? Let's talk about the victims. Do they get a second chance? No. So why give why give a second chance to the one who created such a cruel thing? Death penalty is an immoral thing, a inhuman thing, is a cruel thing, they said. Is killing, abusing, etc. a moral thing? How can we gain justice if the punishment is only a 2, 500 lifetime in prison? How can the victims recover if they still know that the person is still alive and have the possibility to come out again, to commit crimes again? All of us are not sure whether he will change or be the same. Once a criminal is still a criminal.
Do you think death penalty is really the answer for these criminals to be afraid committing crimes?
In conclusion, criminals will still commit crimes because there is no punishment that they really deserve. For me, death is the only solution for people to stop committing crime. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life. Bring back the death penalty, bring back the real punishment. Thank you.
And the last speaker for today is Mr. Mark Luminar. Sir?
First and foremost, I would like to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that I stand for abolishing or even repealing the use of death penalty. And also, I don't focus that much in introducing myself because I believe that the flesh of the topic is more important than the beautiful introduction that doesn't have enough core. So, as I start, I would like to spit out reasons why we must not and even dare to establish death penalty. Here's the bullet I carried to support my statement. So, moral issues, life couldn't be brought back once taken regarding the innocent inmates. The sentence of punishment is subverted, and lastly, death penalty will not make citizens obey rules voluntarily, but with the fear to lose their own lives. As I continue, I would like to let you know that each reason I have proclaimed will be given enough skeleton proof to all of you. So let's get started. And by the way, feel free to ask any concern regarding my stand. And now I proceed.
Can you explain some thoughts about moral issues?
I know that we have already heard this proof as a number one negation for this certain topic. But technically, in any angle you look, it will always spell a stop. Just to clarify things, let me define morality. Again, morality is defined as the distinction between the difference of right and wrong thing. As we all know, killing will never be morally right. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you have these words at the back of your mind. How about, what if killing others is done just because of self-defense? So, are you telling me that it is not morally right to perform self-defense even though the victim's life is within the line? Actually, you are giving me a great response, but I got greater response for each one of you. Look at me and think of this. Basically, killing is killing. It is simple. It is as simple as hurting is hurting. Even you hurt someone minimally or just a pinch, you still hurt someone. See, as simple as that. Every moral action you made, big or small, wide or narrow, beneficial or not, or harmful, still it drops in the same face.
What do you mean if life couldn't be brought back once it was taken?
Let me start by giving a fact about this another book. Based from Time.com, related to Time magazine. Written by David Vaughan in April 28, 2014. Saying, new research find that almost 4% of US capital punishment sentences are wrongful conviction, almost double the number of people set free. Meaning, around 120 of roughly 3,000 inmates on death row in America are not guilty. Basically, 4%. As we can see based on that, even though it is a small number and there's a long distance between the proven guilty inmates and the innocent citizen, these innocent souls were judged in a short period of time without performing detailed inspection for the truth. How will you tell to the family of these execution citizens that you have a wrong judgment and that person has been terminated and free to go? Will you tell them, Mr. Ma, we are sorry to tell you that your son is found innocent and not guilty from the given accusation? or even sweeter words to sugarcoat the harsh truth that is about to slam to the relatives of the inmate. Let me say this to you, ladies and gentlemen. Inmates is useless. Freedom of these innocent inmates is useless if he or she themselves couldn't use it or even enjoy the pleasure of it.
How do you say punishment isn't worth it?
Instead of making their life easier in a way that when they commit a crime, their conscience and soul will be free and they will not have any dwelling point with their immoral act. Make them suffer in jail for at least forever and at most of terminating their own lives from conscience that bothers them every day and every breath they take. To be honest, it's useless to take their lives because as we all know, we humans are not immortal and thus certain extent of life. So technically, we all die someday, but as long as we live, make use of it. Make them dwell more time with their own demon and let them go insane. And also, it seems like unfair for inmates committed the minor acts that dwells decades inside the cell. This also provokes the misled citizens to commit more on major crimes because after doing it, they will never have to suffer longer from what they did. See? See the difference? At the very first place, these misled citizens were actually not giving importance to their lives anymore because they do their challenge law, even the price is
Thank
high.
you to all of you. Now that you've gave your opinion, I will now be heading to our closing remarks. Now that we visualize different perspectives, I can now say that not all people see what we see. Some people will not believe in what you believe in. In life, you should always know where you stand for you to know what to fight for. On behalf of the House, I thank our speakers for giving information to everyone, for sharing their thoughts about death penalty. I congratulate the speakers on their performances. Once again, I'm Christine Bautista, your host for today, signing off.